Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.
Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Man, y'all gonna have to forgive my voice, man. I feel like my voice is not the same. I feel like it got something coming on. I spent the last couple of days with Mama Pound. She was under the weather. She's, you know, getting better though, so praise God. But I don't know if I done contracted what she had. She had a little flu virus, so I feel like I might got something trying to get up on me. I'm trying to fight it all, but you know, if that's what it takes, man, to, you know, make my mom feel a little better, then that's what it is, man. It's par for the course. So I'm alright, but just wanted to let y'all know that that's what my voice might sound a little different, you know, but I feel good. I feel blessed. I feel strong, you know. So we out here, man, and we rolling. 33 years of prison stories. You know, we on the road to 100K, man. We on our way there. Let's get there. Let's get it. Let's get it. TBP, we out here. We out here. A lot of people have been asking me about 7 billion, man. A lot of people have been asking about 7 billion in the comments. As I told you, I read the comments, man. I take it into consideration. Although just because you make a comment, don't think that I automatically gonna make a video about that, because that's not guaranteed, because there's a lot of comments. So it all depends on the ones I see first, the ones that spark something in my mind, and that's the way it'll be. But more than likely, man, some of y'all got some good comments, man. Y'all got some good suggestions, and y'all ask some good questions, man. So I take all of that in consideration, and I appreciate all y'all who take y'all time to do that, man. So salute to everybody in the comments, man. 7 billion, man. 7 billion was off the chain, man. In the 90s, man, the mid 90s, it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. It was a war zone. You know, the best way to describe it, man, it was really a war zone, man. It was I've seen things in 7 billion that I have never seen, you know, in my incarceration. You know, because of, you know, the time frame of what was going on, how it was being carried, man, with you know, the people that they put in the building. I don't know what was going on. I think it was a trial and error period for them. You know, the prison was fairly new. So you had a lot of officers in there. They was learning their way. They was learning their way through the system. And then you had a lot of dudes in there that was learning their way through the system. And then you had a lot of old heads in there that was you know, taking advantage of all of that. You know what I'm saying? So it was it was crazy for a while. I mean, it was real crazy. I was like, I can remember when I first got in there, man, and I was just seeing the things. And you know, whenever you go to a new institution or a new building or anything like that, you always check out your surroundings. You see how how things is moving, shaking, and baking. And I could just remember, man, when I first got in there, I could tell the atmosphere was different. You know what I'm saying? The atmosphere was different. You know, you could smell things in the air when you've been locked up as long as I have. And sure enough, man, it was a different world over there. You know, and I think they was trying something, you know, because somebody came up with the crazy idea that everybody who get in trouble, everybody who was a problem on the institution, everybody that's on this particular side here, then if they get in trouble or they seem like to be a problem, put them all down there at 7 billion. So they wanted to separate what they considered to be the troublemakers and from the rest of the population. But in their doing that, I don't think they considered that you're going to have all of these people in one building. You know what I'm saying? That you're going to have all of the chaos in one building. That you're going to have all of the confusion, the flammery, the skullduggery, the larceny, you know, the tomfoolery, you know, the dangerous ones, the crazy ones, the the psychopaths. You gonna have all of that in one building. You know what I'm saying? So that one building gonna generate you more problems than the whole institution. You know, when it's all said and done. But I don't think they considered that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they considered that at all, man. Cause I'm gonna tell you, man, 7 building trying to enforce rules in there was almost impossible. I mean, it was almost impossible because it was like everybody had buck in them. Everybody felt like they was in, you know, like the bottom of the barrel, like they couldn't do nothing anyway, or they can't do nothing to me. You know, the only thing I can go from here is to jail. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't care. You know, the young dudes was off the chain. The older cats was off the chain. It was everything, man. It was moving. It was like Las Vegas, man, at nighttime. You know what I'm saying? It was like everybody's out. And then, you know, even on there, I can remember, man, it was times on there that, you know, we bucked. You know what I'm saying? When they call lockup, you can't mess with the count at all. Nowhere you go, you mess with that count. I can remember days being in 7 building, man, where we bucked on the lockup. You know, they come around and count dudes is standing in front of their cell because they won't go in. So they'll come down to the point where they say, I just stand in front of your cell, stand in front of your cell. Nowhere else in the system is they gonna do that. If you bucked and you don't want to go in your cell doing count, man, they gonna call the whole squad. They calling everybody, you know what I'm saying, to come through there and do what they got to do because the count is essential. They got to take the count and send it to mass control in Richmond or wherever their home base is, which I believe was Richmond. They got to do all of that. So when dudes buck on that, man, it's a major thing, but not in 7 building, man. Man, them dudes tried everything, man. You had dudes bringing a mattress out in the block and laying it out on the floor and sleeping out in the pod. You know, trying to watch TV because they ain't got no TV in their cell. So they'll bring their mattress out and try to watch the pod TV, man, and sleep out in the block. Yeah. Yeah, man. It was just different, man. It was different. It was something that I ain't seen before. So with all of that going on too, you got to be aware, man. You got to be on point even more so than usual because, you know, you dealing with a situation that's out of control. So the dude's gonna be out of control. So in prison, anything can happen at any time. But now when you're dealing with a situation like this or environment like this, then that just heightens the chances of something popping off that you may be involved in or that you may be around or, you know, that you may be a party of. So because, you know, this is what's going on around here. So, man, it was wild, man. I remember I was in there, when I was, the first time I can remember, I was in there with Dixon. So me and Dixon was sellers. You know, me and Dixon was sellers. You had Pito and Ty Kim up in there. Shout out to Pito and Ty Kim. You know, you had a lot of dudes in there that I rock with, man. I had a couple of little homeboys in there. You know, Quest and Q. And this, man, every block is 4 blocks in each building. Right? Boom, 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 yeah. Every block in 7 building was off the chain. Every block, 100 block, 200 block, 300 block, 400 block. It's just crazy. You know, dudes from 400 block coming down to your zone. You going upstairs, you know, everybody was just doing what they wanted to do, how they wanted to do it. You know, and man, we might be down there in 100 block, man. The big crap game might be down there. So somebody find out, man, they got a big crap game down there. Everybody in there, for the rest of the block's gonna come down to that one building. Come down to that one block and come up in the block, man. You might go to a cell. They got 20, 30 dudes in there. Dudes hanging off the bunk. Dudes standing on the toilet. Dudes over here in the corner. Everybody betting. They shooting dice. You know what I'm saying? They shooting dice up in there. Everybody trying to win some money. You know, and I'm right up in there in the mix with it myself, man. Shooting them dice, that was my thing. I done been in there, man, and I'm telling you, my good word. And anybody who was there with me will tell you, man, they ain't want me in there. Because I done been in there and broke the whole house, man. And didn't even know when I was trying to get up out there if I'm going to have to put that Bethlehem in somebody because everybody mad because you don't want all the money. You know, so yeah, it was days like that, man. You know what I'm saying? I done been in cells with dudes, 3, 4 of us at a time. Me, Slim Wilson, Bama Red, all us, we up in here. We shooting dice, just 3, 4 of us everybody got a whole lot of cigarettes, everybody got a whole lot of money, and everybody trying to win each other money. You know, we being there for hours at a time, man. They coming by doing count, telling us, man, you in the wrong cell, man. What y'all doing up here and everything? And we bucking because, you know, it's like, man, I can't lose this money, man. Oh, well, look, what cell you in? You know you supposed to be, come on, y'all. They negotiating with us more or less back then than they is enforcing, because these officers I knew, they green, they scared. A lot of dudes in there done snapped off. They done took off on the officer. Boom, boom, boom. So they noticed, you know, that this is an unstable situation. Man, they didn't even want to work in this building. They didn't even want to work in 7 building, period. You know what I'm saying? They had to be almost forced to work in there. And a lot of officers end up quitting because they was assigned to 7 building and they weren't trying to go up in there, because they ain't know what was going on, man. I seen dudes up in 7 building pulling up on COs, man. I mean, literally like grabbing their pockets and stuff. So, man, you got some money, got some cash money. You know what I'm saying? They like, man, what? That alone to get you locked up anywhere else. That alone to get you assault charge. That alone to get you extortion charge. You know, and they were scared because they felt like if they gave them a charge and then they got to come back to work, man, dudes gonna be down on them. You know what I'm saying? Down on them. I knew one particular CO. I won't say his name, man. But he was a somewhat cool dude to be a CO, right? I can remember he had just started, man. He got his own stripes. He working in that building and everything. And like I say, he was all right for the most part. Man, I can remember, man, that dude saying, man, he came around, was asking me and a couple of other dudes that he felt like was okay, man. Well, what he got to give dude for to get him a Bethlehem? He wanted the Bethlehem because he said he couldn't sneak one in because they check him, they search him down and all this. But he wanted to literally buy a Bethlehem from an inmate, a convict, or something that he could hide it on the infrastructure of the institution. So if a dude got down on him, he felt like he needed some protection because he ain't even trust his co-workers, you know. And I'm saying he was in that frame of mind. He was one of them type of COs that if he want a CO, he probably be somewhere getting ready to get locked up. You know what I'm saying? I think he was from New York, man. Shout out New York. He had one of them type of mentalities, man, where it's yeah, man, when these cats swing on me, yeah, they swing on me, son. I'm telling you right now, son, I ain't going for it, son. I ain't taking no whoopings at all, son. No, son. Yeah. I use one of them things y'all got. Yeah. Man, they had to fire me, son, but you not gonna bust my lip. You not gonna knock my teeth out. You not gonna knock me out, and I'm gonna just go home to my family and act like everything all right, son. And you get locked up in the hole, son. No, son. I got to get some revenge, son. You know. So he was trying to get a jump, man, and I think he ended up getting one. You know what I'm saying? I think he ended up getting one, man. But it was just, you know, like I say, that was the environment. You know what I'm saying? That was the environment of where we was and what was going on, man. You know, we got dice games going on. You got dudes making wine, man, making liquor like they mind going bad. You know, dudes drinking out there every day. I mean, walking in the park with cups of wine in their hand. You know, just you know, doing whatever the people was allowing them to do in prison. Gambling all day, poker games going on, dice games going on, skin games going on. People betting the parlay on the games. You know, dudes is betting on the games straight up. Dudes is having quarter boards. Dudes got the loud music, you know, playing and bumping. We had the big boom boxes still then. Or we had these one Jones they had started selling called surround sound, where it had the 2 speakers on it with the little TV right in the middle of that joint. A lot of dudes was buying that because you get the boom, you get the big booming system. So, man, he had all that going on. This dude over here playing Wu-Tang, man. This dude over here playing somebody else, and you got to do you all the music. You know, you got dudes burning incense, trying to keep the weed smoke smell from being all out in the block in case a supervisor come in. You know, yeah, man, it was a wild scene, man. It was a really, really wild scene, man. And at that time, you know, I'm young, man, so I'm with the I'm with the foolishness, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm like, this is what they doing. This is what they doing in here. So, you know, this how we live. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was crazy, man. And then, you know, it wasn't safe in there at all. I mean, it definitely won't save, because dudes gonna get to fighting at any time, because they ain't really worried about the police coming. They ain't really worried about, you know, nobody telling. If you tell, you get the rumbling in there, you get knocked out, you get beat up, you get, you know, this, that, and the third, and you go tell, man, and you ain't coming back in the building, because now you know, the word is out on your name. You through, you finished. So telling was gonna be worse than taking the whooping that you was had to take if you had a beef with somebody. So fights back then was jumping off like boom. What you say? Come on, let's go in the cell. You know, when they go in the cell, man, they get the rumbling, and 2 or 3 dudes will hold the door down, and everybody looking in there, laughing at you if you're getting beat up. Ain't nobody coming to help you, ain't nobody coming to save you, or none of that. So all of that mouth, that put an end to all of that. Yeah, that ended all that wolf ticket selling and you know, running your mouth, keep on campaigning and all of that, acting like you're tough and you ain't really got to prove it. Nah, in 7 billion, you was gonna have to prove it. Yeah, you was gonna have to prove it. You was gonna have to put some work in, because, you know, like I say, you got so many young dudes in there that don't even know nothing about the system, and this is what they coming into. So when they come in and they get locked up, they get signed to Greensville, and they come in there and they new and they wild, or they got a wild charge. Okay, the people say, we're gonna throw you straight in the jungle. They send them straight down to the 7 billion. So they come in there, they get in the 7 billion, man. They get around some of their little buddies that's already in there. They seeing how they carrying it, they seeing how they acting, so they thinking this is what the penitentiary like. So they just fall right in line with the foolishness, you know, right in line with the larceny. So it just made the building, man, just that much more dangerous, man, because like I say, you could get into it with somebody who know not who they even fooling with. But at the same time, they so brave because they feel like they got a point to prove, and they feel like everybody watching them, so they may act out not knowing what they're getting themselves into. Then you in turn gonna have to put some work in, and you end up hurting somebody who don't even really know what they doing. But at the same time, just like the eyes is on him, the eyes is on you too. Every time you get physical, you got to perform, and you got to perform, and you got to be you basically sending a message out. You know, you sending a message out, man. You answering all applications, man. Don't put in for this job over here, cause this job right here ain't gonna pay you what you want. You know, so that's what you got to do. And then it be sad because some of these young dudes don't even know what they getting into. They don't even have a clue. And somebody else will go send them barking up the wrong tree just so they can sit back and watch. You know. Or you might not have put no work in a minute, so dudes don't want to test you themselves, so they'll send somebody else at you with some foolishness. You know, yeah, old dude be talking about you, man. Old dude said this, said that about, and then that's all just creating a beef. You know, it's all just creating a beef, man. And dudes will want to get rid of you. Dudes, and don't get it twisted now. The craziness, the snitching, the dry snitching, the hate, all of that was in there too. Dudes don't want you around. Because everybody and their mama was angling at a CO. If they had a female CO in there that looked halfway decent, or if she just was a female, somebody shooting at her, probably 5, 10 dudes at a time. Somebody trying to get at her. Somebody trying to talk her out of her uniform. Somebody trying to talk her into bringing something in. Somebody trying to, you know, somebody whispering some sweet nothings in her ear every day. And then if you the competition, and you think that you possibly can get in with her, then you trying to get rid of all the rest of the competition. You see what I'm saying? And like I've explained to y'all plenty of times before, man, dudes that got the rumbling in there over girls that ain't there, one of them had a chance to get. You know, but that's just what their belief was, what they convinced themselves in their mind. You know what I'm saying? It was, I used to call it the Steve Urkel effect, man. You know how, you know, Family Matters and Steve Urkel keep trying to get Laura, and Laura keep on telling him he ain't got a chance, and she say one nice thing, and he turn around and say, you love me, don't you? You love me. You know, that's how it was in there. If a female give him just being courteous to a dude, just being nice to a dude, oh, I got her. Oh, I can get her. Yeah, she want me. Man, cut it out. You know what I'm saying? But you couldn't tell them that. Some dudes believe that because the want and the need of a woman was so great that any type of show of compassion or show of humanity, you know, would be, you know, mistaken as a sign of affection, a sign of, you know what I'm saying, of want and desire. Dude's mind get tricked up like that because he's so oppressed. You know what I'm saying? He's so suppressed. You know, that he feel like, oh, she acting nice to me. Well, she probably, that's just her personality. you know. But then you had some of them that it was, so it was a fine line that you had to walk because you don't know. Because if you think somebody that one of them COs like it and you go at them the wrong way, then you end up in the trick bag yourself. But that has happened to many of them, man. But man, the gun line was out of man. The gunning in 7 Building was, man, it was like a sport. It was like a sport, man. You had females that came to work in there, man. They be so burnt out over the gunning, you know. And I know y'all know what gunning is. If you've been rocking with this channel, you know what gunning is. So if somebody come in the comments and say, what is gunning, man? TBP, y'all make sure y'all enlighten them. But gunning was so out of control in all of 7 Building, man. It was like a sport, you know. You had females that come to work, man, and they get in this cubicle, this little booth. In this little cubicle they in, they gotta watch this side of the building and they gotta watch this side of the building. Right? They gotta watch both sides. But right on top and right there in the bottom is showers. You know what I'm saying? On both sides. And then on one side they got a washroom beside the shower on the bottom tier. Man, you put a female in that booth, bro, you better not walk nowhere close to the booth. If you walk close to the booth, you better be looking at the booth. Because if you turn around and look any way this way, you're gonna see a whole lot of something that you don't want to see. Because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including the washroom. You got 4, 5, 6, 7. You got 7 spots. You got 7 spots on each block where somebody could be, you know, gunning, exposing themselves to the female. Now, if you got a female in that booth, and no matter what she look like, I can tell you that right now, so you can go ahead and take that on tape. But if she do look halfway decent, oh, you can rest assured, dudes is getting the rumming because dudes is standing in the shower too long. But if you got a female in that booth in 7 Building, man, you can rest assured all 7 of them spots is occupied with somebody over there doing some tomfoolery. So if you go to the booth with a legitimate excuse, a legitimate need, or a legitimate want, it's known. Go to the booth like this. Do not turn around. You may even hear people in the background telling you, hey, look, don't turn around, shawty. Hey, look, don't turn around, man. Don't turn around, man. Because they want you to go to the booth and talk to her, because when you go to the booth and request something or talk to her about something, legitimate or non-legitimate, she got to face that side. So when she face that side, all 7 of them spots, that's their spotlight. That's their showtime at the Apollo. That's their 5 minutes of fame, because now they showing off. They showing off. So you got the women be like, I've seen women in there lose their mind. I seen women that just started and they turn around and look over there and they be like, what are y'all doing? What's going on? Yeah, she getting it from every angle. She turn around to the other side on the other block, same thing. You see what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. You had some of them that came in there, they disliked it so much or was so burnt out with it. They would come to work as soon as they get on shift, as soon as the shift change, as soon as they get everything in order, they'll turn around and start taping paper all up on the whole side of the booth, all the way up, all the way down, to cover up the whole vision of the shower, right? And man, dudes would go off, man. They would snap. You better take that paper down. That's a fire hazard. That's against the rules. Oh yeah, you violating. People could be getting stabbed in the shop. Yeah. Dudes turn into Johnny Cochran, man. Dudes turn into Johnny Cochran, man. When she trying to cover up that gun line, boss, they gonna turn into Johnny Cochran on her. And no, they gonna write. You got dudes that write it up and everything. You know what I'm saying, man? I feel for my safety when I go in the shower. Somebody could run in there and stab me because she covering up the whole vision. She can't even do her security check. She can't even look at the whole, you know. So they had to tell them to take it down. But then you had some females, they were so defiant and so disgusted or whatever they felt towards that type of activity. They'll come in there and put it up anyway, and then the sergeants or lieutenants or something tell them to take it down. They say, I ain't taking it down. If I take it down, I quit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't taking it down. You know what I'm saying? But then you had you had some dudes that they would go up there and try to talk to her and try to finesse her out of taking them down. You know what I'm saying? But the whole time they talking to her, trying to finesse out of taking it down, you know, she putting something up on the other side as well. So she got the whole booth connected and blocked off on both sides where she can't see nothing but the front of the part. So anybody who legitimately was over here getting fighting or getting stabbed to death, yeah, you on your own. You on your own. Yeah, you on your own, man. But you always had one dude that felt like he had the gift of gab. Man, let me go up here and talk to him, man. Don't write up. But he shooting game too. He angling to get in close with him. Yeah, I know they up there doing all that craziness. I know you ain't about that. Yeah, you ain't with that. But you know, don't get yourself in no trouble and woo. And man, I'm telling you, man, that flammery, that larceny, that skullduggery, man, I'm telling you, 7 billion had it all. And they had it all in spades, man. And they weren't playing with it in there, man. I'm telling you, I told you, I've seen everything that I've possibly seen in the penitentiary. I've possibly seen it once or twice as well in 7 billion. You know, during my stay up in there, man, I've seen all types of things, man. And then I guess, man, it came to the point that the building got so out of control that they saw it and they knew they couldn't do nothing about it. You had COs quitting. You had male and female saying they ain't coming to work or they ain't going over there at 7 billion. So then it whittled down to they only had a certain amount of people that were working there, and those people couldn't work every shift, so it was becoming a major problem to them. That's when I guess they came up with the solution that they was going to try to get control of the building. And then here come Trent, man. They sent Trent over there because this was during the time too that they were starting the unit manager, where they had a unit manager, which in essence wasn't nothing but an assistant warden. So they was gonna put a unit manager in every building, meaning that you basically had a warden or assistant warden in every building. So when you had a problem or the building had a problem, you didn't have to try to address the warden or the head warden or somebody. You had to address the unit manager because he ran the building. The only person he answered to was the head warden. So you had a warden in every building, and we ended up getting Trent. Now, I've mentioned Trent's name in these videos a couple of times, man. Trent was a big old dark-skinned, rough-looking cat, man, and he came up through the system hard, man, the hard way. He used to be in the wall. He was young, big, muscular. He'll fight. He was known for being on the front line when it came to when they needed to put some work in on the administration. And he like, let me go, yeah, and he'll fight. You know what I'm saying? He'll get it in. But as years went on and time went on, he done moved up in the rank, man, and for all the work he put in, you know, they love you like that. They love you like that. If you one of them that don't care, if you one of them that's a fight, if you one of them that just say, forget the inmate rights, forget the convict rights, yeah, they love you. You're going to move up. If you come in there with compassion, if you come in there with humility, and you come in there with looking at people like human beings, yeah, you ain't going nowhere. You just going to be a regular CO for 30, 40 years if you can last that long, because they ain't there. You ain't what they want, you know. So, they brought Trent in there, man. But Trent, by this time, when he done got to that type of position, man, like I say, he only messed with the gangsters. He know dudes. He know old timers. He know dudes that's been in the wall. He know dudes that been in Mecklenburg. He know dudes that done put in work, and he respect those dudes. So he'll go to those dudes, and he'll get a group of them, and he'll say, look, man, I'm going to get all y'all jobs, right? Now, you see they done gave me this job. Now, I'm going to get all y'all jobs. And y'all gonna have to get this building in order, and y'all get these dudes in order, man. These dudes doing all that foolishness, all that craziness, man. I don't care nothing about it. If y'all straight them. Don't let it come to me. If it come to me, I'm locking them up. If it keep coming to me, then I'm gonna get y'all up off here too. Straight like that, because y'all ain't gonna mess this up for me. You know what I'm saying? He said, y'all work with me, man, I'm gonna work with y'all. So more or less, he won't telling you to snitch on nobody. He was telling you to deal with it in-house. I ain't gonna lock you up. If you had to go bust somebody up, if you had to go split their head open because they acting crazy or you go, I don't got nothing to do with that. Don't come tell me, but if that's what you got to do, I ain't got no problem with that. He said, I got control in this building. You ain't going to jail. If you go to jail, I'm gonna get you out. You know, but you get some control in this building, man. Y'all start doing this like convicts. You know, I don't want no inmates in here. I want all convicts. And when these inmates get out of line, man, y'all do what y'all got to do, man. Y'all handle, y'all put your own justice on them. You know, and that's how he was current. So he just gave everybody. I told you, that was with me, John Wayne, Dixon, all of the old timers had jobs in the building. You know what I'm saying? That's who he trusted to have a job, you know. So he more or less didn't care what was going on as long as there won't no officers getting assaulted, won't nobody getting stabbed up real bad, won't no foolishness coming out the building where it's gonna go all the way to the administration, somebody get killed or something like that, because then it's all gonna be a reflection on him. He said, man, y'all keep this building, man, to a minimum, and man, we gonna make it happen up in here. And that's when he came in, man, and that's when things started to slow down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But then had come old McGinnis. You know, they want to put McGinnis in there as the building lieutenant. So the building lieutenant is going to be more hands-on than even the unit manager, because the building lieutenant runs the building, but the unit manager is the final say. So these two was in contrast, because these two dudes, and both of them work for the administration, but both of them think they hard as I don't know what. And they both basically is. Both of them, you can see both, I can see both of these dudes locked up. You know what I'm saying? And being all right, because they going to carry it like that. And McGinnis was a different type of animal, man. McGinnis was a different type of animal, man. He came in there, man, guns blazing, acting crazy, fighting dudes, snatching dudes up. You get in that shower, you get the gun in, and the female call him. He coming through the back door and sneak up on you and snatch the door open and run up in there and get the rumbling with you while you're naked. Man, yeah, it was crazy. So when McGinnis came, man, it was off the chain, and that was the beginning, more or less, of the end and the decline of all this super crazy stuff in 7 Buildings. But you know, it didn't stop. It definitely did not stop at all, because you can't stop crazy. And before it was all over with, man, everything was cranking up again, and then McGinnis was turning around, man. He was getting in all type of altercations. He getting in altercations with COs, he getting in altercations with inmates, and man, this just was pure chaos in the whole building. Nobody wanted to work in 7. And then McGinnis started getting rid of people. He started hand picking who he wanted in the building. Trent sitting back letting everything go down the way it's going down, but at the same time, he ain't really feeling it neither. So they really at odds, and it's just a tug of war in the whole building, man. It was crazy, man. It was crazy.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.